Good afternoon. My name is Paul Wood. I'm the Director of Technology for Bishop Dunn Catholic School. We're located in the southwest sector of Dallas. We're part of the Diocese of Dallas. A lot of people hear Bishop Dunn Catholic School and think, oh, private school, lots of money. Nothing could be further from the truth. Half of our students would qualify for free and reduced lunch if we were able to be part of that program. And we raise over $2 million a year to help students that want to attend our school attend. One of the things I'm going to talk to you about today is backchanneling. Now, how many are on Twitter? That's good, because you've already got an avenue for backchanneling very easily. This morning we have a SACS accreditation team on our campus, so they're kind of crawling all over everything and through the files and stuff. So my partner, Christine Voigt, and I, we had to split up. She did a presentation this morning, and as soon as she showed up on campus, I hit the road and hooked it up here so I could do my presentation this afternoon. And I was watching. I had Twitter open in my office, and I was watching, and I was commenting, and I was picking up links and picking up all kinds of things. That's a back channel. Another way to understand a back channel, how many of you watch morning news? And how many times have you heard them ask, hey, we want your opinion on Facebook, or we want your opinion on Twitter? That's the news getting you to participate in their back channel. So one of the things we want to do today is show you a way you can use a back channel. So here is a live binder. How many use live binder? Great. If you don't use live binder, look into it, because it's an awesome tool. It's one that there's a lot of support for, and it's available and free. Now, everything I'm going to talk about, what's the one thing you're going to have to do when you get back to your school? See if it's open, unfortunately. And I'll tell you a little secret. Me being the tech director at my place, I've got a lot of stuff open, but I was working on the presentation at the house, and I brought it in, and I went to check it out, and Live Binders was blocked. And I went, what is wrong with this? So we immediately got that opened up. So some of these things may or may not be open at your district or at your school. Simplest thing I can tell you, walk into your tech director's office or your curriculum specialist's office and say, I would like to use this tool for this reason. And this is how it's going to enhance my lessons. Go in that way instead of going in, why is this blocked? Why can't I get here? If you give people reasons and options, it's going to be a better way for you as an individual to help state your case and go from there. I haven't made this, I've started making this public. I haven't posted the live binder on the Region 10 website. I will get that done today. But there are several different things. One we're going to play with a little bit is Titan Pad. It's a very simple tool to use. And I'm going to show you. So here I've already gone to the Titan Pad website, titanpad.com, and I've said I want to create a public room. So if you look up there at the top, IWDVQDJOUR. Well, you know, if I want to let people know that's the place I want you to be, that's a little difficult to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to back up, and we're going to say, I think I need to turn my Twitter notifications off because Matt's Twitter bombing me. And I'm going to say Region 10, let's say BC. So Region 10 back channel. So I'm going to say go. It says, wait a minute, there's no Etherpad document there. Would you like to create one? So create the pad. And then all you've got to do is go to titanpad.com, Region 10 BC, and you're in the same back channel room that I'm in, that we've just created. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to put my name in. Now just that quickly, we're in, we're typing, it's all running. So if anybody else wants to jump in, Matt's already in. Got somebody unnamed, and you can pick your color. And Matt, what I'm going to ask you to do is every now and then go up and hit save while we're going through this. And so I'm also going to ask you a couple of questions. Okay? And then the questions is, as we talk about these questions among the two participants, It's going to be Matt and his cohort up here because they're presenting after me. And we kind of mess around online a bunch. Let's see, what's a good question to ask? In your district, is every website you want open available to you?
Say that out loud.
Okay, and just so you know, the opinions that they're given are my opinions. That way they don't get in trouble if it's something. So, if I were to go up, and in a classroom setting, what I could do is, if I wanted to do, you know, have you seen the Socratic circles where you put students together, maybe 3 students together, they're discussing a topic and everybody else is in a circle around them? What you can do in this situation, the 3 kids that are in the circle discussing can be back-channeled by all the other students in the classroom. And that gives them an opportunity to make comments, to post comments, and also get their questions up and available.
So once you sign your name in, this is like today's meet. Once you type your name, how are you getting it to enter?
You just click over here, over in the big screen, and just type.
Okay, thank you.
And then if you wanted to send something to anybody in particular, you go over there. So if I just want to send Matt a message, I could send Matt a message over in this box. But if I want the students participating, I want them in the big box. Now, here's the thing that you have to understand. If you're going to have adults use something like this, you're looking at anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes for adults to kind of get it. With kids, you're looking at 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, and the difference is, and the cool thing about this, and the reason I'm having Matt hit the revision in the store and that stuff up there, is that as we go through this, see the time slider up there at the top? At the end, what I'll do is I'll hit that time slider, and what happens, and it's happened to me, and this is one of those ways that we can teach our students why they want to be aware of what's out there in the public timeline. Kids get on, hey, you're a putz, you're a dummy, da-da-da, look at this is fun, and then they backspace it. You hit the time slider, you see all that get typed. And then you see it all get backspaced. So, and all of a sudden the kids are like, oh, I really should be careful about what I'm doing, shouldn't I? Well, of course you should. Okay? So,
Is there a time span in which this is available? Like when you create that channel in here? Does it stay live? I mean, not live, but does it stay active for a certain period of time?
this might stay active for a certain period of time, but usually what I do, see the import-export up there? You can export it out. So if you're doing a discussion, say in your classroom you're doing a discussion on Hamlet and a certain scene in Hamlet. You'll do all this work, save it, import, export. You post it out wherever you post the stuff for your students' class, their class information, and the kids get a chance to review it. They can look at it and they can see the discussion that took place.
But
Plus,
it's not like a continual block.
no.
Okay.
Plus, if you wanted to, you could actually do things such as make comments at the end, or you could go in and you could add comments to what the kids are saying to further enhance it. Hey, you might want to check this site because of this. And then when you export it out, you've got it saved, and all the kids have that, whether it's review, whether it's Hamlet like we're talking about, something coming up.
Does it export the author or just the comments?
It exports the whole thing. Now, one of the things they have not changed yet, it's going to export, but it's not going to have the colors. Okay, so you have to be aware of that. Correct. But it is going to export every one of those. You could do that. That's another possibility, to take a screenshot, and then you've got the colors as well. Okay? So for right now, this lady right here, this is my partner in crime, Christine Voigt. So Christine's back at Bishop Dunn right now, and she's sitting on her computer. She saw the tweet. Somebody tweeted out the link for this. So Christine's sitting there adding some stuff as well. Okay? So this is Who posted this one? That might be Christine. So those are options you can do. Now, think about it like this. Think about it if you've got a school board meeting going on and you want information going out. You send something out. I follow, my wife is a K-4 reading specialist in Mansfield ISD. She's also dyslexia certified, so she does a lot of work with kids and parents. I follow the Mansfield ISD Twitter feed, so I get those feeds, and when they go to school board, I can sit there and watch their school board meetings, kind of see what they're doing. They post different links. There's, they're talking about this, they're talking about this, they're talking about this. If we're looking to be more transparent, if we're looking for ways to be more inclusive, we put those things out there. And we've got a way to do it. Plus, you've also got people that have the opportunity to respond. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm home. Maybe I can't go because I couldn't get a babysitter. But now I can kind of watch what's going on at a meeting, and I can respond. Save now again, just to make sure. And I'm going to hide it. And I'm going to go to time slider. Now, you see the different yellow arrows up there? Those are the different times the whole thing was saved. Okay, so I can go back to a point, or I can run it back. Hopefully I can grab it and move it back on my iPad. Doesn't seem to want to work as well. Maybe I can do it that way. There we go. Now I hit play. So what you're doing, one, you can have the kids look at it and you can see it kind of in real, not just only real time, but also the opportunity to see as things came up. The other thing you can do, like we were talking about, is teaching kids responsibility. And why, when you do these types of things, it's important that they kind of come with their real game, because it's going to take them a little bit to get out of playing. Hey, this is cool, we can play, and da-da-da. And I've even had kids, we've used this in a couple of my classes, and I have kids that'll come in and they'll set this up for their own class so they can sit there and chat while we're doing other stuff anyway, even though I haven't given them a room to be in. They'll set up, hey, I'm in this room. Okay? So, so that's just another great feature, the time slider. Now, I'm going to flip back over to using a back channel so you can see the different things. And one of the things you have to be aware of whenever you're using an iPad and you've got multiple tabs and you're moving back and forth, it may cut off because that window is no longer active. You may lose catching up with everybody. So, in other words, if this side of the room is still feeding data into the TitanPad page, that side of the room, because they flipped over somewhere else, when I go back, I may not have all the same stuff that's already been fed in, because that window isn't active. So you've got to be careful what you're using and how you're using it. So if you want kids flipping back and forth, one of the apps I'm playing with is side by side, and still there's a little bit of quirkiness in that as well. When I've got the two screens side by side on my iPad, trying to keep up with what's going on in the TitanPad or another page, and then having discussion over here as well. So, today's meet. I'm just going to run through these real quick so you can kind of see. These are simple things to use for a back channel. They're all free. You create your room, and then you send it out, and you can say delete the room in a week, or you can say how long you want it, and it gives you up to a year. You can save the room. You just go to simplemeet.me, create a room, and it gives you a code, and then you share that code. Chatterus, it's easy to use web, IM, email, phone, and this gives you a layout of each one of these. How many use Cover It Live? Anybody? Cover It Live is work, but when I was at a conference, when I was at an ISTE conference and I was in a Will Richardson, Cheryl Nussbaum Beach, I did a Cover It Live of those. I get more people going to my blog to read those and to look at that than just about anything else for some reason. So I must have done an okay job because they're telling people about it. So it's a little more difficult to set up, but it's an easy way to do something. For example, if you got a classroom and you've got an author coming in, you're going to Skype in with an author, you might want to cover it live and do it that way, and then the kids can add to it. Socrative is an interesting website because it gives you all kinds of different ways and ideas about how to connect with your kids in your classroom. So if you get a chance, make sure you go and look at that. And if you're on Twitter at all, which most of you are, which is great because it makes what I'm talking about up here that much easier. I've been on Twitter about 6 years, and I've met more people. I've had more opportunities to do things. I'm actually setting up a vacation to go to the Pacific Northwest and lining up who I'm visiting and where we're staying, and it's all people that I've met on Twitter. You know, so it's not only a chance for educational opportunities. I had Dean Sharesky and Alec Kuros in my house when they were here, and they borrowed my wife's Lexus to go to a ball game. And I told Diane, I said, "You mind if the guys borrow the Lexus?" She had never met him before. She goes, "Sure, that's fine." So they took her car out to the ball game because you can park free with a Lexus.